Dewey. Welcome to Have I Got Good News for You? The name of the program today is War on Destructive Lifestyle Practices. The last time I talked about my life and how it had been changed through the changes I've made in my health, through nutrition and other things that we're going to talk about today. I told the audience that I was born tired and I was always craving sweets, and I had all kinds of problems with my personality as far as discipline problems and crabbiness, a lot of different symptoms, fatigue, and so many different things that I was plagued with my whole life. A bad disposition especially plagued me. And as I've had a 30-year search for help that I want to share with the public, because I know there are many people out there who are suffering from a lot of the same things that I did. What I talked about last time was, here's Jake the Camel. And Jake sort of sums up the things that I found in this search for health and thinness that I've had, because I've had a weight problem. I've lost 40 pounds. I've probably lost 300 pounds and gained and lost and gained. But I have no more problem with my weight since I've learned what to do. Now, what we're going to talk about today, like I said, Jake represents here. He represents your health. He's all stretched out flat because he's in such bad shape. And the straws on his back represent the straws that broke the camel's back. And let me just go through them real quickly, and we'll treat them in detail in today's program. Lack of enough pure drinking water, and it should be distilled because there's so many impurities in the water today. Poisons from unwashed fruits and vegetables. Chemicals at home and at work. Overeating and eating in the evening. Poor bowel elimination. Not enough love and touching. Let's see what we got down here. Metal toxicity, mercury, lead, aluminum, lack of fresh air and sunshine, processed, preserved, and overcooked foods. Let's see. Lack of relaxing exercise, drugs, legal and illegal, eating undigestible food combinations. And we're going to talk about all those things today. All of the destructive lifestyle practices that break down a person's health. You may think that you're in very good health, but I'll tell you what my nutritionist taught me is that lack of symptoms is not a sign of health, because your very first symptom could be a heart attack or a stroke. So it would, you do well to pay attention to what I have to say today and start taking care of yourself. Now, the first and probably the most destructive things that you can do to yourself are the addictive substances. And of course, heroin would be, one of the worst. Cocaine, alcohol, and down the list. One of my favorite books is The Hidden Addiction and How to Get Free by Janice Keller Phelps and Alan E. North, and they're both MDs. And they write about all these different addictive substances. This book would be available through your local bookstore. They talk about the different the stimulant drugs, which are speed. I think of first of all because I took speed in the form of diet pills. They're called amphetamines, but I took them as diet pills with a doctor's prescription for over 20 years, trying to lose weight, along with all the other things that I talked about last time, diet candies, diet drinks. The high-protein diet, which dehydrates your cells. I tried smoking, which also dehydrates your cells. I smoked for 7 years, and it's a very destructive lifestyle habit to have. Caffeine is another drug that's talked about. Caffeine is registered as a drug with the United States government, and is very, very habit-forming. Nicotine is one of the most habit-forming drugs that there is. But the one that interests me the most in here came after I'd read this book that I got from the local diet club, and it changed my life. 15 years ago I read this. It's called The Sugar Blues by William Duffy, and he's Gloria Swanson's husband, and it's documented. He's a journalist all the way through about how sugar can be killing you sweetly and all the things it can do to you. Sugar is a refined drug. That's right, it's a drug. It's very, very addictive. Sugar is made very much in the same way that heroin is made. They take the poppy and they refine it, and they make heroin. They take the sugar beet and the sugar cane and they refine it in much the very same process until they make sugar. And heroin is a powder, sugar is a powder, granulated sugar, and it slips down so easily that the average American eats between 120 or 130 pounds of sugar every year. So, when I read The Sugar Blues, and I'd had all these health problems, I went off of sugar products, and I found immediate relief from my hypoglycemia, which I talked about. And if you don't know what hypoglycemia is when it's upside-down diabetes, really. It's when the blood sugar swings up and down, and you have schizophrenic mood changes and behavior. And if you are interested in knowing whether or not you have hypoglycemia, if you will send a double-stamped self-addressed business-sized envelope to me, I will send the test for hypoglycemia. Also for Candida albicans, the yeast test, which comes when you abuse antibiotics. If you've taken a long series of antibiotics or birth control pills and you have yeast infection, all kinds of symptoms such as fatigue. There are a lot of different symptoms that I talked about last time. I'll send you that test. And also, I'll send you a mini version of the book that I've just finished called Have I Got Good News for You? And it's my life story in 18 chapters, but I've got it condensed, and I'll send a free copy to you if you will send, again, a business-sized, double-stamped, self-addressed envelope to the address on your screen. It's Barbara Dewey, 731 North State, Alma, Michigan, 48801. Well, let's go back to the destructive lifestyle practices again. Drugs can be legal as well as illegal, and a lot of us are on prescription drugs. That's, like I said, my diet pills were prescription drugs. A lot of us take drugs without, sometimes we take other people's prescription, and sometimes we take a lot of prescriptions from doctors. Now, sometimes you might need to get a second opinion about the drugs that you're taking. There are a lot of books out now on drugs and the contraindications or what they can